Hello there, I'm C-3PO and this video is about me. This is my sort of video because I really like talking about myself. I am a protocol droid that is fluent in over 600 million forms of communication, and I can very readily serve drinks. Alright, so what I thought, Obi-Wan Kenobi, or only one Kenobi, has been talking about Hasbro bringing the Vac-Metallised C-3PO back out again, because, you know, up to a certain era, all C-3POs were Vac-Metallised, even the modern ones. You know, you could get the up to certainly the Saga, TAC, 30th Anniversary Collection. Even in 2010, you could get the C-3PO in the Ewok throne for pretty cheap at Tesco's, and that was a great figure. I mean, I know Hasbro's, I mean, whatever excuse they're using, it just doesn't really, because with the modern Transformers, they're Vac-Metallizing parts of those, so why can't they do it with old Chrome Dome C-3PO? I mean, you've got a various mix of figures here. You've got the Black Series C-3PO 3.75, which was originally issued in the Vintage Collection and just been reissued. It's a great figure, a bit small, but it's a really nice figure. But, I mean, the biggest drawback with this figure, apart from the lack of height, I mean, because he's got great sculpting and, you know, pretty good articulation, is the, you know, the finish. It's rather subdued. It's golden, but if you take the actual figure from the 1980s, I mean, this figure just looks so good because it shines, you know, very shiny figure. So this is what we want. Again, we want, you know, in the retro collection, we want, if they do the C-3PO, we want him Vac-Metallized. Obviously they have to use a different plastic. The plastic's a lot, you know, to touch, it's a lot harder, more brittle compared to the plastic they've used with these sort of C-3POs where they've just painted the figure. These are the basic ones. This one I think came with the Force Awakens. I think that came in a 2-pack with the R2 there. And these two were part of the Last Jedi line. But they're really good figures. So this one is a update of that figure, and that R2D2 is a builder droid. So they're really good figures. But we're hoping for a chromed figure. So I went on eBay yesterday to look at C-3PO figures, and even like the Revenge of the Sith C-3PO, which is chromed, that's going for about 20. I'm talking about UK prices, 25 quid on card. And you know, that's quite steep. So I mean, the most plentiful chrome C-3PO you can find now on eBay in the UK is the Power of the Force 2 version, and the cheapest you can get that on card is £10. That seems to be the average price now. I think people are realizing that a chrome C-3PO is quite a desirable thing now. So yeah, but hopefully they will, with the retro collection, do the chromed C-3PO and chrome dome R2D2. So even the R2D2 needs a bit of chroming at the top. The Black Series figure, you know, he's painted, so I mean, it looks golden. I mean, they all look golden, but there's something about the chroming that just makes the figure stand out so much. Like this. Okay, this is a Toy Tony, but still, this C-3PO just, you know, it shines as did C-3PO in the movies shined. So it's what I think a lot of fans will really want, is a chrome C-3PO. You've got other figures, like this one was aimed at children, but look at the amount of chroming on that figure. Look how big it is. Totally chromed. Okay, it hasn't got full articulation, it's only got shoulders and hips, but it had a light up feature unfortunately it stopped working because it's about 15 years old now. But you know, look at the amount of chroming on that. Look at how much chroming they did on the 12-inch C-3POs and all of those figures. You know, so I can't see why they don't do it. I mean, also with the Death Star droid, they need to do a chromed Death Star droid, especially again for the retro collection. I mean, I remember, you know, when I was a child, just holding the figures up in the sunlight and just, you know, letting the light reflect off them. And as a child, that you had a sense of wonder then. So you know, you sort of appreciated that sort of aspect of the figure, that you could hold this figure into the sunlight and the sun would reflect off it. You could do the same with the Cylon figure and the Death Star droid. So yeah, I can't see why Hasbro cannot give us a chrome C-3PO. Obviously the articulation is going to suffer, because you know, like the Black Series C-3PO has got great articulation, and especially the improved versions with the elbow articulation now. They might not be able to do it because they're going to have to use probably due to the way plastic is chrome, they're going to have to use a more brittle plastic. But I think we fans would be willing to sacrifice so much articulation for just to have a chromed C-3PO again and a chromed dome R2-D2. So let's just quickly go through what we've got gathered around us. So we've got this land speeder, which features a chrome C-3PO. This is from about 79. So very nice piece. And that C-3PO just looks great chromed. You know, just once the angle's right and the light, the figure just pops. Even though it's just a little figurine inside the cockpit of the land speeder. And the front pieces of this land speeder are chromed as well. The side panels, sorry. So it looks great. Very old toy, yeah. 1978. Then we've got the Black Series C-3PO, which has just been reissued in the vintage collection. I mean, I really like this figure. I mean, this is probably the most articulate 3.75 C-3PO, but you know, even if we lose the elbow articulation, I mean, with the chromed one that they did in 2010, which was in the Ewok throne chair, that was an early issue figure anyhow, you know, that had bendable knees as well. So they can do that sort of articulation when they put their mind to it. I mean, it's just that the gold finish doesn't, you know, doesn't cut it when it's standing next to a chromed figure. I mean, the same with the R2-D2s. I mean, that's a great R2-D2. That's the Builder Droid figure. I mean, this C-3PO here has got quite a good paint job. I mean, the gold's a lot lighter than this version, even though they're the same figure. Let's get into. This has got a greenish tinge to it, whereas this is a much brighter gold. But this is probably the best colour they're going to be able to do with if they just stick to painting the figures. I mean, they could do the retro collection C-3PO like this, really. But I think a lot of fans will be disappointed. They'd want it like this instead. Nice and shiny. Then we've got the Black Series, we've got this one that was aimed at children, we've got the Hero Masher C-3PO, again painted, we've got a Funko Pop, we've got the Black Series on card, we've got the Black Series with the red arm, we've got the 3.75 basic with the red arm, and then we've got the Toy Tony C-3PO and a Return of Jedi card. Very common, this thing, but just look how nice the C-3PO is. Looks so nice, shiny. So yeah, I mean, if you take this arm out, you can see that the plastic is sort of, certainly it has to be a lot more brittle. Same with the leg. Yeah. But it just looks so good, Vac-Metallised. See some of the golds come off there on the back of the leg, so you can see that. I mean, there's a few interesting videos, I think, like Toy Polloi and people like that who've tried to do their own Vac-Metallization processes. So yeah, you compare the two. Hopefully Hasbro down the line will give us a Vac-Metalised C-3PO. Just something about the way it shines, just looks so much nicer. I mean, you're not going to get much better than this with a painted C-3PO. And even though he's got less articulation than the Black Series, I mean, which one would you want to have on display? So yeah. So we'll put C-3PO back together again. And getting to stand. And we'll look at all our figures. So yeah, hopefully down the line we'll get a Vac-Metallised C-3PO again. Because you can see in this figure, especially the contrast between the light and dark is just so much more pronounced. Same with that one as well. So let's hope we get one down the line soon. Okay, so I hope you like looking at this video, listening to me waffle on, but here's some of my C-3POs. Let me show you the Toy Tony close up. So some Return of Jedi card. This is a very common one. I've got one of these graded. But very nice. Has the offer. Very nice. So that's, look how shiny it looks. Get him to shine there. It looks splendid. It looks splendid, don't you think? So hopefully Hasbro will get their act together and give us a shiny C-3PO. Okay, so cheers, goodbye. Goodbye. Oh my goodness, they all fell down. Alright, time to end. Cheers, bye.